So what I'd like to talk briefly about is what to do when you stall out on your thesis. Now, some of you may be in that situation. Some of you may worry about being in that situation. We've almost all been in that situation. Why? Well, we all have our own reasons, and we have to confront our own stolidness. Now, I can confess it took me 7.5 years to do my dissertation, so I understand stalling. But we have to confront our stolidness. What stalls us as we work towards our thesis? There are real life things that get in the way. I mean, I had a baby in the middle of it all, not personally, but we had as a family. You know, people die, we move, we change jobs, we get married, we get divorced, tsunamis happen, you know, we could be worrying about the upcoming end of time. Real things happen, they get in the way. That stalls us. We can be totally distracted by things. We can be distracted by the news. We can end up following the Montreal Canadiens. You know, dogs are great distractions. Summertime for me was a monstrous distraction. I had to be indoors all the time writing. You know, we can find little things to do, like work on our bibliography, or, you know, there's something left we haven't yet read, or, you know, don't I need to cut the grass? There's all sorts of things that can distract us and cumulatively stall us in our graduate work. People who are stalled often feel embarrassed to talk about their stolidness. We stop talking to our thesis supervisor. We don't contact the program head because we've fallen so far behind. We actually get embarrassed, and we withdraw from the work, and we kind of hide. And for some people, actually finishing their graduate degree is a traumatic experience because we're comfortable in the role of being a graduate student. And when we complete our thesis, all of a sudden we realize we've got to get on with the rest of our life. So we keep putting off dealing with our thesis, stalling in that mode because we're comfortable as a student, but we're not sure what happens next. So what can we do? It's a serious issue. If there are real things that are keeping us from completing, and often there are real things that can keep us from completing, contact the program head about getting a leave of absence. Don't prolong the agony of paying extension after extension after extension. Just take a leave of absence, take 6 months, you can take a year, I believe, and just deal with it. Deal with the real life things, and don't let the clock keep ticking, and don't keep on forking out money to Royal Roads when you're not making any progress. Just take a leave. Just do it. If there are distractions different from these real life things that happen in one's life, you've got to get serious about finding a place to work that gets you away from the distractions, because there are so many distractions in the world. Even getting away from the internet is probably an important thing. I went over to Saturna Island with my bicycle, with my saddlebags full of food, with my little ancient laptop computer, and I just went away until I ran out of food. And that's what I did to get my dissertation finished. You have to find a way, small amounts of time that allow you to get away from your distractions, but you have to do it. However, if you're really stalled, you need to contact your supervisor. You need perhaps to contact your cohort mates and your peer group. You've got to talk to someone because it's not good for you to stay stalled. The feeling of sadness about not completing your thesis because you just couldn't find a way towards the end is really, it's terrible. You lose, you know, the value you put in. It's an emotionally difficult burden to carry. Being stalled is an emotionally difficult place to be. Contact someone. One thing you can also do as you mess around with this is take a bunch of your messy typewritten pages, and I'm sure if those of you who are stalled have piles and piles of stuff you've written, it's just scattered all over the place. Even if it's not yet a thesis, make it look like one. Put a cover sheet on it. Fix it up so it looks like APA 6. Once you make it look like a thesis, you actually get a boost. You actually think, I'm almost done. I can do this. make plans to accomplish small steps. I think, if you're stalled, you've got to find a strategy for moving forward. Breaking out of the silence of not communicating with your peers, not communicating with your cohort or your supervisor is a major obstacle. Start talking, start making small plans. I just recently had one of our students complete. She had been working on her thesis since 2009, so 4 years or so. Yeah, I think that. And she said, why did it take me so long to do this? It took her so long to do it because she wasn't able to see her path to the end. And I just had to finally bully her into getting herself to the end. And once she saw the path, she just went and she did it. It was a brilliant thesis. Okay? Don't get stuck. Communicate. Make plans to take small steps, and don't get stuck. Keep moving and keep communicating. Okay? You'll do it.